Back with another review of a flashlight from OrcaTorch. If you'd seen my previous review, I mentioned that OrcaTorch previously had dealt with mostly dive flashlights and more recently has made a foray into more, what I'll call for my purposes, traditional flashlights, sort of land-going lights. And this is one of their new tactical models, the T20. Here's how it comes, some basic stuff on the box here, some of the features. 980 lumens, it has the Cree XM-L2U2 emitter, powered by either a single 18650 battery or two CR123 batteries. On the back, some more information. But let's have a look at this light. This is a nice light. They are making, in my experience of now 2 lights with them, they're making some nice stuff. So here's how it comes. Instruction manual, 2 languages. Read that. Warranty paperwork. Comes with a belt case here, and in the belt case there is a lanyard. Those of you that like lanyards, comes with one, which is pretty nice. And then otherwise some extra O-rings. Belt case has the Velcro and the snap on the back here, kind of standard belt case. So here's the light. It's a decent sized flashlight, kind of a tactical, what I'll call size light. Probably not going to stick it in your pocket unless you've got some decent sized pants. The belt case, just to see how it fits in here. Nice and snugly it'll fit in there if you're a belt case guy. Otherwise, this flashlight, maximum 980 lumens, retail price $65.95. You can find it on the internet a little bit, check around for it. Construction of it, on the back there is a tail cap, and that tail cap with the button has some scalloping such that you can tail stand it. Reaching in here, you just get your fingers around on the inside there, and then that tail button has a momentary on. I'll come back to the user interface in a little bit. In the back here, there's a hole that you can attach to the lanyard. The back here twists off, and from this, there's the cigar ring here, which you can remove if you're so inclined. Let me take the batteries out for the moment. The cigar ring comes off if you don't want to use that, and then this pocket clip can come off as well. Otherwise, you can leave it on. As long as we have the batteries here, let me just take it the rest of the way apart as long as we're going. Comes apart into 3 parts. And battery-wise, it will do either 2 CR123s, 1 18650, or 2 16340s. So here we go. 1 18650 fits in there nice and snugly. Or 2 CR123s. Now the CR123s don't fit as snug, and I had some concern initially that they would kind of wobble and make some noise rattling around in there. But much to my pleasure and happiness, no rattle whatsoever. They fit in there nice and snug. Initially I was concerned that they didn't include a battery tube in there for that, but they're held in there snugly enough with the springs that there is no rattle or wobble whatsoever. The pocket clip here, I'm only concerned about the pocket clip. You can see how narrow it is. Trying to get that into your pocket can be just a little bit challenging because there's so little space under the clip here. I would like that maybe moved down or back just a little bit to give a little bit more space to get into your pocket. Down under the head, this is the button for changing modes. We'll get into the user interface. Heat sink here, and then down under the head, there is the Cree XM-L2U2 emitter, nice and centered with a smooth reflector. The bezel is crenellated such that if it's on, you can of course see it, and such that also if you wanted to use this in a striking type mode, if you're inclined, you can do that as well. Onto the user interface, on the back here, there is the tail button. This button is used to turn it on and off. It also has a momentary. So you can half click, momentary, and a full click will get it to turn on. The push on this, the full on is actually fairly firm. And one of my concerns with momentary ons like this is that if you're in a situation where you're using this in a true tactical mode with a weapon, sometimes the extra adrenaline can force you to click it on, and the force on this is hard enough that I think the likelihood of that happening is pretty small because it takes actually quite a bit of force to get this to turn on. So that could be a good thing or a bad thing depending on how you look at it. But otherwise, the tail cap, momentary on or full on. Once it's on, you rotate between the modes with the front button here. And there are 4 modes. Nice 2 lumen output, and I appreciate that a light of this size has a 2 lumen output. Mostly these bigger lights don't go down quite that low, but 2 lumens, 50 lumens, 350, and a turbo of 980. I'll put the run times on the screen here. It does have mode memory so that when you turn it off, it comes back on at that same mode. And then when it's on, to get into the 2 hidden modes, if you just hold the button down, it will go into the strobe. Press it again, it goes into the SOS. And then to go back into the regular modes, just press it again, and you're back to the beginning. Some nice features that they also have built into this. After this has been on the turbo for 10 minutes, it will automatically switch down into the high brightness, the 350 lumens. And when there's less than 5% of the battery left, it will automatically jump down to that middle 50 lumen mode, both to prevent over discharge of the battery as well as to signal you that it's time to change the batteries. So some nice features that they've built into this. Overall, great light for lots of options. Put this on your nightstand. It's got a lot of throw. It's listed as 281 meters, which I usually translate that into feet, 281 feet. A little bit around a football field of throw. It's got a decently focused hotspot. And the mode switching is pretty simple. Whatever you like, plenty of uses for this. Keep it next to your bed, keep it in your go bag, use it in a tactical variety. If you want to use the cigar ring back here and actuate it that way, that's another option. Overall, another great light from OrcaTorch. They are now expanding into these more traditional LED flashlights. I think their engineers are making some great options. Very reasonably priced, $65 for 950 lumen output. Plenty of battery options. It's a nice size. Seems very well built, very robust. Have no concerns about how it's going to hold up. So check it out, the OrcaTorch T20.